My name is Daniel, and the two people I trusted more than anyone in this world buried me alive before I came back to destroy them. I grew up with a guy named Ryan. We weren't just friends, we were brothers. We ate together, fought together, built dreams together. The only difference between us was money. My family owned one of the biggest real estate companies in the city, while Ryan spent most of his life struggling to survive. But I never cared about that. I gave him everything he needed because I believed loyalty was worth more than money. Then I met Sophie. She was younger than me, beautiful, innocent-looking, soft-spoken, the kind of woman who could make a broken man believe in love again. I married her after only a year of dating, and Ryan stood beside me as my best man during the wedding. Looking back now, I realize the devil was standing next to me in every single wedding photo. After the marriage, my business became bigger, and I got busier. I trusted Sophie completely. I trusted Ryan completely. If someone had told me they were betraying me behind my back, I would have punched them in the face for even suggesting it. But betrayal doesn't come from enemies. It comes from people who sit at your dinner table. One night, I came home early from a business meeting because I forgot some documents. The house was strangely quiet. Then I heard laughter upstairs. Sophie's laughter. And Ryan's voice. I walked toward the bedroom slowly, my heart beating so hard it felt painful. The door was slightly open. And through that tiny gap, my entire life ended. My wife was in bed with my best friend. I still remember the way my hands started shaking. My chest felt empty. Like someone had ripped my soul out of my body. But instead of confronting them, I walked away silently. That was my biggest mistake. Because they realized I was becoming suspicious, and they decided to get rid of me forever. A week later, Sophie told me she had planned a special birthday surprise for me. She blindfolded me in the car, kissed my cheek, and kept smiling the entire drive. I remember feeling happy. Imagine that. I was smiling on the way to my own murder. She took me to an abandoned factory outside the city. The place smelled like rust and oil. It was dark, cold, and empty. I asked her where the surprise was. Then suddenly, crack! Something slammed against the back of my head. I collapsed instantly. The last thing I saw before blacking out was Sophie holding a steel pipe, staring at me without emotion. When I woke up, my hands and legs were tied tightly to a metal chair. Blood was dripping down my neck. Ryan was sitting in front of me smoking a cigarette while 5 other men stood around laughing. And Sophie? She was standing beside him. Like his queen. Ryan leaned close to my face and smiled. "Brother, your money should have been mine from the beginning." Sophie laughed and kissed him right in front of me. Then they told me everything. Their relationship had started months ago. They planned everything carefully. My marriage. My trust. My death. All for my property and company shares. Ryan placed some papers on the table. Property transfer documents. At first, I refused to sign them. But then one of the men started beating me while Sophie watched silently. They broke 2 of my ribs. Ryan grabbed my hair and whispered, "Sign them, or we'll make your death slow." So I signed. Every single paper. The moment the signatures were complete, Ryan wrapped a chain around my neck from behind while the others held me down. I fought until I couldn't breathe anymore. Sophie stared directly into my eyes as darkness swallowed me. Then they threw my body into a freezing river in the middle of the night. But fate had other plans. I woke up hours later near the edge of the riverbank, coughing blood and water. My neck burned. My body felt broken. But I was alive. And in that moment, Daniel died. All that remained was revenge. I disappeared for 6 months. The world believed I was dead. During that time, I secretly contacted my older brother, Michael, the only person I could still trust. When he saw the condition I was in, he cried like a child. I told him everything. And together, we planned hell. Michael helped me fake my identity completely. I underwent facial surgery overseas. New face. New name. New voice. Nobody could recognize me anymore. Then I returned. Not as Daniel, but as a personal security guard named Victor. Ryan and Sophie had already taken over my company and moved into my mansion. Watching them live my life made my blood boil. But I stayed patient. Revenge is like poison, it works best slowly. For weeks, I acted loyal. Quiet. Invisible. And they trusted me. Just like I once trusted them. One evening, Ryan and Sophie were busy planning a luxury vacation trip to celebrate their success. While they were distracted, I entered Ryan's office and stole the original property documents. The next morning, I walked into their room holding a folder. I told them there was an urgent legal issue with some company papers and immediate signatures were needed before the trip. Neither of them even bothered reading the documents carefully. They signed everything. Every single page. And just like that, all the property legally returned to me. My revenge had already begun. But I wasn't finished yet. 2 nights later, they left the city for their vacation. I secretly tampered with the brakes of their car before they departed. I still remember watching their vehicle speeding down the highway during the storm. Then suddenly, the car lost control. It crashed through the barrier and exploded into flames below the bridge. The fire burned so intensely that nobody could identify the bodies properly. Everyone called it a tragic accident. But I knew the truth. It was justice. A week later, I stood alone near their graves while heavy rain poured from the sky. I looked down at the mud covering their coffins and started laughing uncontrollably. Not because I was happy, but because the 2 people who betrayed me for money lost everything in the exact same way. Then I whispered softly, "Street dogs are never worthy of loyalty." And as thunder roared above me, I laughed harder than I ever had in my entire life.